Alright guys, so while we wait for our rear brake caliper to get back from the machine shop, I did get my new CV boots in, so we're going to go ahead and install those on the axles. Get all that stuff put together, so all we got to do is get that caliper on there and bleed the brakes a little bit, and then we should be good to go after that. So hopefully the brakes are done, or the caliper is done today. They told me it should be done this morning, so we'll see. It kind of sucks to be held up just from a brake caliper, but anyways, I'm going to show you guys how to get these CV boots on there and get these axles installed. Alright guys, so I didn't get a video of taking any of this stuff out, so this is pretty much just going to be an install video. So we have our new CV boot, and that's going to go on the outside right here. It's going to be the bigger one of the two. This one's pretty easy. So what I did is I took the axle completely out of the car, and then I took apart the inside CV joint, which is over here. I'll show you how to get that back together. And then I was able just to come over here and cut this old boot off, so we didn't have to take this one apart. So it should be pretty simple. All we need to do is pack this with grease right here, and throw our clamps on this side. This side we'll have to put together. So as far as this side goes, pretty simple. We're just going to slide this on over here. We'll get our grease out, and we'll kind of try to pack it down in here the best we can, and then we'll put the rest right here inside this boot. So I'm just going to take this and just kind of get it in this joint here. Come over to this side. Kind of work it down in there a little bit. Get our paper towel, kind of clean up that edge. This stuff is a complete mess, so you're going to use a lot of rags. Alright, so we got that off of there. So there's a little groove right here that this one goes in, and then there's a groove right here on that side. Alright. We're going to use this one. These ones, you just want to get this as tight as you can in this groove right here, and then this side will clip in. We take these guys and we just put it on here, and it should tighten it up. All right, we got that one on there. We'll do this inside one. All right, there we go. That side is done. All right, so for the inside one, you're just going to want to make sure and put this boot on first. And we got a couple pieces over here. So this piece is going to go on first. You can see that this side is smaller than this side. The smaller side is going to go in like that. Then you have this piece. It'll go on there next. If you look on the inside, you can see there's kind of a little groove. And those threads, those smaller ones, are gonna go on the inside also. So it fits right on there. Then that way this piece can't get out. You have a little ring. The little ring is gonna go right on the outside here. Make sure that it seats there. So now that can't come out. That can't come out. This one's gonna be a little different. We can just completely fill this up with our grease. We got our grease in there. Now for this part, we have our 6 ball bearings here. They're just gonna sit in each one of these little grooves. You might have to actually hold a couple in there if they don't stick in. And then this will just slide right over the top of it. Oh. So I forgot, there is a little ring on the inside of this that I put back, so we gotta take that back out of there. All right, we got all of those. So now this should just slide right over the top, like that. Just kind of get this pushed in there as far as you can and kind of rotate it around so that it can get some of that grease worked in there. And then don't forget to put this ring back in. It just sits right inside this lip here. Just like that, and that makes it so that you can't pull this all the way out. All right, we got that in there. So wipe this down. You can see the groove right here that this is gonna go on, and then this is gonna go right in that groove. Slide this boot up. Pop on there. Get that one in its groove. All right, guys, so there we go. There is one completed axle. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one real quick, and then we'll get them in the car. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this passenger side axle. So we're gonna wanna take a little grease. Kind of grease up inside of here. I also like to grease up right around here, right where the axle goes through and on these splines a little bit. I'm just gonna fire on back in there. All right, we got that in, slid in. Throw this nut on there just to kind of hold it in place for now. We'll torque that thing down later. So now we need to get up underneath of there and get that other side on there. Okay, so on the inside here, we have our axle. I'm gonna try to show you guys the best I can. So we have our axle, we have the hole here and this hole. They just need to line up. So we're just gonna slide that on there. And you can see those holes line up. So then we're just gonna take our pen right here and we're just gonna put it through here and we're just gonna tap it in all the way through there. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and that's all we have to do on the inside here. It's really simple. All right, there it is. I got that thing tapped in there. So we'll move on to the outside, get all that stuff put together, and then we can do the other side. All right, so we're gonna connect this tie rod on here. got that. We got our nut. Now it says to torque this down to 19.9 pounds and then tighten until you, and then after you tighten it to 19.9, you want to turn it just a little bit more until you can get the cotter pin in. So we'll get that done. All right, so there is 20, but as you can see, the cotter pin hole isn't lined up, so we're just gonna go a little bit more. All right, we got it lined up, so we'll throw the cotter pin in there. Throw the cotter pin in. Grab our pliers. All right, got our cotter pin in there. We need to make sure this bolt here is tight because I did adjust the. Okay, so I think that's going to be good. They can get that off at the alignment shop. So we got our axle in, our tie rod is on. Now we can connect our coil over. Go ahead and connect our coil over here. Got both those bolts through there. The top one gets the washer. Then I believe these are torqued down to 127, I want to say. That looks good, that looks good. We got our marks lined up. All right, so yeah. 129 is the torque for that bolt. Those on there. Now we can attach the ABS sensor and the brake line. These 12mm bolts here. 12 there and a 12 over here. All right, so we got all that on there. This bolt's gonna torque down to like 162, but we can't really torque that down until we get the car back on the ground. So I'm gonna get it tight, and then we just can't forget. Because as you can see, it tries spinning if we try to torque it down. So what we'll do is we'll get the car on the ground with the wheels on. I'll take the center cap out of the wheel, and then we can get this set to the torque when we get to that point. So I think that is it for this side. I'm gonna go do the other side real quick. There's no reason to really film it or anything because it's the exact same. All right guys, so I just finished up with the driver's side. So we got them both done now. We got our new tie rods, we got our CV boots in there, we got our tie rod ends on, we got our new brakes on there, new brake rotors, all that stuff. It's all good to go. So now we're just waiting for the machine shop to call back about our rear caliper that they had to drill out and tap. I did have to throw Healy coils in 3 of the holes. Both of these bolts and one of the driver's side rear bolts, the threads in the holes were completely stripped out, so you couldn't even try and torque the bolts down. So I did order these Healy coil kits here. They were only maybe $15, $20 on Amazon, and they worked awesome. I probably should have recorded it, but I didn't. It's pretty straightforward. It comes with the drill bit. You just drill the hole out with the drill bit. It comes with a tap. You just go in right after it with the tap and twist the Healy coil in there. It's pretty easy. If I have to do it again, then I'll make a video on it so you guys can kind of see how to do it. But like I said, it's pretty simple. You just got to make sure and drill straight. That's the biggest issue. That's why I had to take that caliper for the rear end, because I was trying to drill those holes out, but I started getting a little crooked with the bolts, drilling through the bolt. So I figured it would be better just to take it to a shop that could actually make sure it was completely straight. So hopefully it doesn't take them forever to get this done, because that's the only thing we're waiting on now. As you can see, this one's done over here. We got this one all done up, and we got one of our rears all done. So now we're just waiting on this one right here. So let's hope that gets done today, and then we can throw that on there, bleed the brakes. I did put the wheels on my WRX for now. I just got some new tires right here. I did order some new wheels. I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna put the new ones on the WRX, because I don't think that they're gonna clear the calipers on the STI. I did order some 3mm spacers, just so I can kind of gauge how much of a spacer I would need on the STI to make these new wheels fit. Hopefully they get shipped out soon so we can get those in here. But if I get the caliper back today or tomorrow and get the STI running, I'll put these wheels back on the STI. So I guess for now I'm just gonna go eat some lunch, and hopefully we get a phone call later.